Yes, we are here. We are here, and you are there. And we're going to be speaking about some things tonight that nobody really wants to cover. But let's get the great guy in, the stats man. Mark, say hello.
Hello. Good
Here
evening.
we are. Good evening.
Hope all our listeners and viewers are well in this crazy world.
You sounded like Ahmed then. You went, good evening. You needed to go.
Can we start again?
Good
I don't want to
evening,
sound like any
infidel.
Ahmed, to be honest. Can we start again?
Good evening, infidels.
I am an infidel.
Yes.
If I ever sound like Ahmed again, let me know, please. I will.
What's that word? Salam alaikum? Is that the right one? You're not going to
I can't say.
You're not going to say a word. You're not going to say a word. Hey, listen. Here's the breaking news. You ready?
Go on. Breaking news. Oh, okay.
You'd be sitting there going, oh, that is so childish. You're quite right. Okay.
No, it's right though, isn't it, today? Because every 10 seconds, some breaking news, isn't
Oh,
there?
Jesus. With some of the things that are going on, all I want to actually do is just sit there with our favorite slide. What the fuck? Cultured.
It's been one of those days, weeks, weekends, years.
Right. Okay. Well, Mark, some of the things that have been going on, we have to say that we think that these airport thugs should be getting the full hit. You like that? I can always tell when you look like this and your eyebrow goes up.
Being funny, if it had been me, I'd just approach them with guns drawn and say, get on the floor.
Oh my God. I mean, these are the guys we're talking about here, these people. Oh, no, not that. Those two. Now look at those two. They look like they're going to a funeral. Butter wouldn't melt.
No comments. I'd like to. But no comments.
I'm just going to say it again. I mean, those guys, that guy on the right there, as you're looking at it, he did fall from the ugly tree and he hit every branch on the way down. There was no two ways about it. Take a look at him. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I mean, what's the chances of his parents being cousins?
Ooh, I think it's going to be
I'm just asking
high.
for a friend, Yeah.
Why? You asking for your cousin? Are you worried about something?
No, we don't do that.
You ginga.
We don't do that in our family, I'm afraid.
You don't? Okay. Well, anyway, here's a video of them in action, which has been released publicly, so we don't have any problem actually showing it. So here's why I think that people will be questioning their whole ethos of, it wasn't me, Gov. Here we go.
Self-defense, Gov.
Yeah. Here we go.
Which one's this? The original? Was this the assault nobody mentioned?
This is the assault nobody mentioned.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, they'd already done one before this, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But this is the assault on the officers.
Oh, I thought you were going to show the one from the...
No, the one in Starbucks.
Yeah. This is after they've already assaulted someone.
Yeah.
Like, it looked unprovoked. The guy just looked like he was sitting with his family in Starbucks and he headbutted him and punched him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Allegedly. On camera.
Say that! Stay on the floor now! Stay on the floor!
I mean, look at it.
Do you know what, John? There's so much wrong with this.
Of course there is.
There's so much wrong with this. One, why hasn't anyone jumped in to help them? They're all just standing there watching.
I know.
Stood there as well.
I know. It's
watching
wrong.
Women getting beaten up.
Yeah.
And two, I'm sorry, but the police are weak.
Absolutely.
I mean, fair play to the girl. She got punched a couple of times. She managed to taser him, but one of them just took one punch and was out the game.
I mean,
And
be
these are
honest.
armed police, yeah.
be honest. They were useless, and they're armed police. Why didn't they just put them on the ground and just put the gun to the head and say, "Shut up, don't do anything"? That's what they're supposed to do because they were under attack. Now, what if one of those guys got the gun? I mean, it's not right.
I'm saying that, mate, because think about it. If the male officer hadn't been there, what would have happened? Do you think those two female officers would have been able to restrain the two blokes?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What if they got hold of the firearms?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
What if they weren't just wanted for an assault previously? What if it was something else? If it was if they were wanted on some kind of terror charge, they would have been approached with guns drawn. I think maybe if you're armed police, maybe that's the approach you should be taking. Because if they get to your gun first, there's an issue, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But again, this could all be prevented. And the Remove party, my new party would fix this.
What? Let's get on. Let's get to the new party. There it is. Remove. And your 3-point plan?
It's deport.
Okay. Well, and we did say to Sam, we said, who would you like to put on there? And he said, James O'Brien. Well, what have we done there? James O'Brien is on.
He's on. But if you take a little look, I think he's feeling a little bit, I don't know what Bob's doing with his hand there. Is there something sticking out of his flasher coat? Honestly, I did not put it there on purpose.
Oh my God. I can see what you're right. You're right. Okay. But the 3-point plan, say it again.
He's on the boat. He's on the boat. He's on the boat. Oh, sorry. Deport. Remove.
Yep.
See you later.
New
Just
way,
gotta find an island
old
for
way.
him.
Okay. So if anybody is out there who has any suggestions that they want to put on to us, put it in the comments and we will include them in the statistics of people that Statsman is going to remove. Is that not right, Statsman?
That's correct.
Okay. And we're going to vote on that.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. So, what about...
So hang on. So while we're on the topic of the Remove party, I'm going to say I'm going to have a return. This airport thing won't be happening because I want to do a return to height restrictions and a new model of police training because, in my opinion, they claim that police officers are trained in self-defense, but quite clearly, either it's not appropriate, it's not satisfactory training, or some of those officers just aren't capable of implementing it.
Oh, well, look.
So gonna be the DEI, John. The only people who will be employed in the police, the army, the fire brigade, door staff, etc., are people who can pass a physical course with situations like what's just happened there.
Well, just look at the footage.
Like they do for prison officers.
Yeah, look at the footage again. Just check it. Watch him.
She's pulling an arm. He's physically fighting with his hands and his fist, and she's trying to pull his arm.
And then he punches her, gives her a left. Look at that. And then he punches her.
They try and tackle him, knowing he's swinging punches. I mean, good on her. She gets up and tases him. Fair play. But that could have ended a whole lot differently.
Oh yeah, it could have ended really, really badly. With
people who can actually fight properly, not just swinging wild punches around like.
I know.
You've been up against a couple of cage fighters there, they'd have had massive problems.
Oh God, if they were up against a real MMA guy, they'd have been absolutely mashed. That's why the police officers, you forget all this DEI. You're quite correct. I mean, are you going to have a vote on it? Okay, put it forward as a policy. Ready?
Yeah. Well, there's vote. All the members vote. Say aye. Aye. There you go. Policy passed.
Policy.
Our police, army, everyone are going to be nails.
Oh,
there's going to be none of this. I'm afraid they're just putting some of those officers at risk as well.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Questioning their integrity and fair play. They ran at a man who was swinging punches at them, trying to grab hold of him, but that is not how you resolve that situation.
You're quite right.
And we've seen it with, the Trump attempted assassination. Sorry, but I nearly said he'd been assassinated. And lots of other things. The DEI has to go. We need to go back to proper training, and the people have got to prove they can actually implement it, or there's no job. Sorry.
Correct.
The stakes are too high now.
Of course they are. Of course
Far
they
too
are.
High.
And these people think they're so entitled that they can just go ahead and they can do it. and they're not going to be shot. If that had been in the States, say it again. They'd have been shot. If they'd have taken a punch at one of those officers, those two guys would be going out of that airport in boxes. That's it. End of story. Okay. And moving on to the next story, which is the LGBTQI plus LMNOP. Right. But before this, you were looking for something, right, last week, say, have you got that Keir Starmer funny? And I went, yeah. And I couldn't get it. Well, here it is.
With 12 months of Keir Starmer just around the corner, it's time for a party.
Good morning.
It's here and bigger than ever.
You're as cold as ice.
Who could forget this?
We don't need your money, money, money.
What an absolute classic.
Another one bites the dust.
This was unforgettable.
Music perfect as well as it.
To celebrate 12 months of Sir Keir Starmer. Now that's what I call U-turns.
Be honest. I mean, that's funny. I mean, a lot of these things are coming out. A lot of them are coming out, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just going, oh my God. I mean, I've got one for you later. Okay. Unless you want to see it now. Do you want to see it?
That sounds wrong, but yeah, go on. I'd rather see it now than later.
All right. You ready? Okay. An election broadcast on behalf of the Labour Party. Here we go.
Now, a party election broadcast by the Labour Party.
Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala abdillahi wa rasulih Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in.
What? Vote Labour.
That's what you should have. Oh my God.
I mean, do you know what? They might be skits, but they're not far off, are they?
No. That's the thing. We should put that on later. Put it back on for people to see. Anyway, all right. Now here we're going to go on to LGBTQ LMNOP plus, minus, times, divide.
We'll warn people. Some of this stuff's not great.
Oh God! Here we go. Ready? And this is a guy that's saying that the LGB community needs divorce from the TQ plus. Here you go.
You might not like the truth, but I'll never tell a lie. The LGB community needs a divorce from the TQ plus. Not a separation, not a break, a full-blown, court-stamped, assets divided, move out by Friday, divorce. Because we need to make something very, very clear here. LGB, that's just sexual preference. Yeah, me as a guy, I just like other guys. That's it. Not a pronoun party and not a gender celebration. Just good old-fashioned same-sex attraction. That's it. Now the TQ plus, that's not a sexual preference. No, no, no. That is an identity crisis center with a revolving door. You walk in as she, her, and come out as a two-spirited they, them dragon king. What? LGB says, love is love. The TQ plus says, yeah, I'm a non-binary lesbian with a penis, and if you don't date me, you're a bigot. I'm sorry, but when did being gay turn into navigating someone else's delusions? Yeah, I didn't sign up for that shit. We used to fight for acceptance, now we're being guilt-tripped into co-signing on someone's fantasy. I don't think so.
That's right.
I didn't come out of the closet just to be shoved in another one.
He is, but I'm afraid some of the problems are not solely with the T.
Well, with the T.
I'm sorry that's going to upset some people, but...
It is. Come on.
It's not solely with the T.
Why? Why isn't it? They're the ones that are causing most of the problems in these Pride events.
Most of the problems?
Yeah. All right, so why isn't it? Go on. Tell me why.
Well, what videos have we, what things have we got to show?
I'm not telling you. Tell me why. I don't like Mondays.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you why then.
Go on.
So if anyone wants to stick in London Pride into X, you'll find out why. I don't know if you're going to put any of these up or not.
Okay, well, yeah,
It didn't take me long. It didn't take me long to scroll down. Let's see which one you can find first then.
Okay, well, this is the Budgie Smuggler, but actual fact is probably a golden eagle by the look of this guy.
Right,
here we go.
So do we think this is acceptable, bearing in mind there's children around?
Correct.
Is this what we've got on our streets now, is it?
Yep.
You may as well just have that hanging out, John. That's disgusting.
It
this is meant
is.
to be a celebration.
It couldn't be any more obvious, okay? couldn't be any more obvious. And here's
problem is,
another
John,
one.
I warned this will end up like San Francisco. So guess what? In San Francisco, the pictures we can't show, they are walking around without those pink shorts on.
It's anything
with
goes in
everything
San
hanging
Fran.
out, as well as urinating on each other in the streets and doing
It's disgusting.
oral sex in the street.
And-
Well, we're not far off now, are we? So
No, I mean, by looking at
is he
that,
just going to
yeah.
drop the little pink. Well, I mean, that's disgusting. What's that? Just wear normal trousers, will you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
So
I
is the
don't even know
problem
whether
just,
he
just with the T, is it? I mean,
I
I've got
don't
no
even
problem
think
with
he
gay
could
people,
fit.
but
I don't think he could fit into normal trousers.
I'm not saying what his sexuality is or what he is, but he's on this pride thing.
Well, we'll nickname him, right, Dongadin.
What does he call himself? Mr. Bulge.
Mr. Bulge or something like that, okay? But
Well, it gets worse, though.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this. You ready? And, I don't understand why they even have to have a Pride Month. But here you go. This is our army. Be the best.
Looking at his eyes. No, I think you'll see a man who will
This
go that
stops
inch
in the
with you.
remove party as well.
I think you'll see a man who will sacrifice himself for the team. Because he
Oh,
knows...
he'll sacrifice himself for the team. That's if he
he'll
can
take
get
it.
away from the canteen. Look at him.
Probably taking one for the team, from the team.
He's probably
No,
taking
this should
10,
stop, because in
10
the
off
army,
the team.
I'm sorry, but if you look at some of these, so are they actually soldiers? I'm sorry, but they can't be, can they? Are they passing the physical tests? Because they wouldn't get into the army if a country run by remove.
No,
That's for sure.
absolutely not. I know. I totally
Because
agree
they
with you.
Passing the fitness test, I'm afraid, and it's not being horrible because maybe some of them are overweight. It's the defense of our country, and
Of course.
You're being shot at by the Taliban. I mean,
How's he
look,
going to
mate.
be running away from something? I'm telling you, look at that guy in the middle there. Right, I'll carry on and let you check it out, the rest of it. Here we go.
This can't be real, John. They must just
When it comes down to it,
in the fancy
you would do
dress
the
shop.
same for him.
They can carry flags and march at the same time. Well, hey, that's a a big thing for the army, isn't it?
Yeah. Get some of these down Dover. Maybe you can stop, secure the borders as well and stuff.
Well, no, just let them travel on the boats and let them sink in the middle of the channel.
That's the definition of a team.
Yes,
we
there's
play
a definition of a team there.
or we
Oh,
die
look, yeah,
as
team
individuals.
play.
But the army is a team.
Of
And
course
this
it is.
is Army Navy.
Army Navy. Yeah. Okay. Absolute bullshit. Okay.
So the prop, I don't know if you're going to show this one, but Mr. Bulge, who we were just talking about a minute ago,
Yeah.
you click on his. No, it wasn't him actually. There was a different one. I don't know if you're going to show it.
What, him?
So-
No, I haven't got it. There you go. You talking about this guy or no?
You're not doing the dark room thing, so I'm going to.
Oh no. There was.
So
it was a little bit too graphic, sir. A little bit too graphic.
I didn't
can
expect
explain.
to see this, but I searched London Pride on X. I obviously found Mr. Bulge, which was bad enough.
Okay.
So, this is apparently a family thing, is it? And kids and stuff. And we've been banging on about this for a while. A counsellor.
I think that was the wrong word to use. Banging on.
Yeah, that was no pun intended. I mean, a counsellor we know has been arrested at Pride, and we've been warning about this. And as I say, if you search it on X, or maybe you don't want to.
Well, here's that guy you're talking about. Yeah, you ready? The protester that was arrested. Do you wanna
No,
hear
I'm
that?
just going to tell people about what else you find when
okay.
you put
Go ahead.
London
Go ahead.
Pride into X. So a few tweets down was a guy sat there with it hanging out,
Oh Jesus!
with a big one hanging out
on
and
X.
Then on X, and his message was, "Can't wait to go to London Pride, to go to the dark room." Which, if you use your imagination, I'll tell you what, I'll explain it like it's going to be the equivalent of Canal Street, but indoors.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where they just go and do things with strangers. And there's lots of these tweets. And if you scroll down, you've got men masturbating and all kinds on it. And it's disgusting.
Oh Jesus!
Is this? So you think Twitter's suitable for 13-year-olds? So after your 13-year-old's been in school and they've rammed the whole Pride and LGBT thing down the neck for a whole month, and then another month and another month.
No.
And what if they go home and they decide, oh, I'll have a look at London Pride on X, and they're going to be faced with that?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been warned it's going to get like San Francisco, and it's not far off.
No.
Where are we going with
I get
this?
it. I get it. I get the
Disgusting.
serious. No, here's a guy who was
Disgusting.
protesting. All right, and this is what happened to him. You ready?
And then you protest against this debauchery.
Right,
This is what happens,
no,
yeah.
currently I'm being arrested for expressing freedom of speech. I currently am wearing a sign which says that the trans flag, which is included in the Pride demonstration at great lengths, equals mental illness, which is greatly the case. That is why young people have been mutilated, that is why young people have been, and that's why the Tavistock...
Actually, he's not far wrong there. If you listen to the LGBTQ plus guy that wanted to separate, the LGB from the rest of them, he was hinting that it was not quite right in the head.
I think they need to separate themselves from Pride altogether, because I know some gay people who just don't act like this.
Yeah.
They don't walk down the street with it hanging out or a bulge or go want to meet in public.
I mean, what the hell do you want that for? I mean, why would you want to be doing that in public? I mean, why not just, keep it in private, because everybody else does. I mean, we don't have any heterosexuals running down the street, doing that kind of crap,
So if you stand up to this nonsense, they can call you the transphobe and Nazi and all this garbage.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then as soon as you come out with a sign that says what did it say? Mental illness.
He considers it a mental illness.
Mental illness, yeah. So then he gets arrested, does he?
Yeah, here you go.
There's a common theme here of people getting arrested at Pride events, isn't there?
Searched. Apparently I'm provoking. Apparently what I'm doing is
not the people with the dicks
wrong.
hanging out, is it, John?
I've exercised my right to demonstrate. I've exercised my right to...
If anybody, you just said that, I mean, I'll go back there. But if anybody was actually running around naked in town, they would probably get done for, some sort of a disorder offence, right? Let's hear what he's saying.
Get clotheslined by me, to be honest, if he ran past me naked.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Just have a listen to him, see what he's saying.
Protest. I've exercised my inalienable rights, God-given. The UK used to be free. Did you remember those times? But in lockdown, we didn't see that, did we? We saw the police behave horrifically. See what the police are doing now? Cuffing me for what? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, inciting nothing. I had calm, rational debates with people. I was not disrespectful. I love people. I'm a Christian. Of course, police
well
don't
done.
like Christians these days.
Well, you should have admitted that, mate. They'll come for you harder now.
Actually, I identify as a woman. Can I have a woman search me?
He said, I identify as a woman. Can I have a woman search me?
I know you can't anymore, though, because the Supreme Court ruined that one for you.
Yeah,
mate.
that's sorry about that, kiddo. You can't do it.
Before we go, can you inform
If I was the policeman, I would say, well, I identify as a woman too. I'll bend over. Go on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 officers.
That's it.
To arrest this man for wearing this sign. You need 9 officers to do that, apparently.
It's absolute bullshit. Because you see, I can remember going back, a number of years, when something happened and there was a policeman that wouldn't come out to a broken window in a shop in the town centre. They wouldn't send anybody out. They said, we haven't got anybody. And I said, well, in that case, then, I will just do a freedom of information request at this particular time, which is da-da-da-da-da. And I said, and I'll ask what was going on at that particular time and what was so important that you couldn't send anybody out. And literally within minutes, you heard the sirens, they came around and they were there. So I think sometimes the police are full of it. And I don't like to knock the police, okay? But I mean, I have to say, Mark, that quite simply, they are letting people in this country down. And I'm sure that they are, their own morale is down. I think the leadership in this country of the police is piss poor. There's just no two ways about it.
It is, bro. How are we actually going to fix this if, we can't really show some of the stuff we found from Pride and on X related to Pride? Because 1, it's disgusting.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to show it. And 2, you'll get censored.
Yeah.
And then B, you can't even turn up to a Pride event and monitor that safeguarding is actually being upheld.
Yeah.
Or stand there with a sign which doesn't have the name of a proscribed terror group on it. So should be fair game, should it not?
Of course.
And then the police at the events, they're not going up to Mr. Bulge and saying, I don't think that's acceptable in front of kids, mate. Do you want to put some trousers on, lad?
Yeah.
They're nicking him.
They're nicking him for being able to go up and complain.
Upside down world again, mate.
Oh, it's totally. Okay. Well, here's what I, actually think, of these people. But I mean, I'll just let a little bit more of this play out and we'll see what's going on. Here we go.
Our taxes are going on, so hope you enjoy spending. Good Lord, 9 officers. Oh, 10 and 11 officers now. Wow. Anyone would think that you thought he was a physical threat.
Well, who would you have wanted to turn up in the airport? These guys or them females who were about 5'6"?
I have absolutely no idea because I think that these people, these officers are just jobs worths. I mean, why are they all coming round, standing round? They've already got the guy. He's absolutely no threat to anybody. He's cuffed. They're all standing around talking. You may as well, let them go, say to the restaurant, can you get them a coffee, please? So they can take a break. I mean, this is so backward. And this is supposed to be, a brilliant police force? That everybody respects in the whole of the world? Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. We need the likes of that guy in America that turned around and said, if you attack us, we'll kill you. And that's it. All right? And that's what should have happened at the Manchester airport. As soon as they were attacked, they should have taken the guns out, given them a warning, and if they carried on, shoot them. Shoot them in the leg, whatever. Just stop it. Stop being such absolute effing wimps. That's all they are. They're effing wimps. They can be very tough when they're out there, when they're in the numbers. But I can practically guarantee you, if you take those, that uniform off and put them up against, say, like the biker gangs, they're piss poor. Okay? I'm sorry, but, you're right about what you say about the way that they bring people into the police.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Why are they even on his case? Because I know why. Because somebody somewhere has gone, I feel alarmed and distressed. They want to genocide us and all this. Really? Well, thousands of you have just marched through London and not been harmed in the slightest. Oh, hang on a minute. Someone did try and disrupt your protest, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't the people you were expecting, though, was it?
No, I understand.
No, it was the who was it? It was the Pallywankers, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Eh? So why aren't they protecting them against them?
Oh, I don't know.
Why is it against men with signs?
Okay, I know.
People who caused the problem there was...
The police are on the wrong side here. They do not realize... I mean, look at that guy. He's started up that thing. What is it called? We are the...
Oh, the Shield.
We are the Shield. I mean, look at that guy. If that takes off, and they've got people that can go around when people are in trouble or they need to call, why call the police? It's an indictment. Then we start questioning, well, why are we paying for the police if they can't even do a job to protect you? I mean, trying to get them to turn up to a burglary is like, what? And it brings us on to another thing. I mean, let's just...
I tell you what, John, that could be a policy for the Remove Party. Maybe
Indeed.
We could have let's bring the free market to policing. And we'll have another police force, and we can have some competition.
Oh, hey,
we'll take the best one at the end of it all. Eh?
Yeah.
How about that?
Here we go. We got a comment here. Okay.
Who's getting added?
Frankie. Here we go. Frankie. Nice. Here we go. Putin and his mates are pissing themselves laughing at our army. He is. He will be. Okay? He will be. He wouldn't be laughing at the American army, though. Different matter altogether. But there you go. Hey, thanks for your comment, Frankie.
I just don't think that was the actual army, mate. I just think it'd been a fancy dress shop or something, mate, because I know squaddies and ex-squaddies, and that just didn't look like a real representation of the armed forces.
Okay. Well, give them a few minutes, give them a few seconds more on this, and let's see what they're doing. Here we go.
Stand there like spare
No comment.
Oh, look at them. Look at all. What the hell are they doing? They're all standing around having a chat. Hey, what did you do last night? Yeah, what did you do? Oh, well,
Hello, people walking around with willy socks on down there.
Have any of you read Animal Farm by any chance?
Have you read Animal Farm? Look at it.
It's really backwards. This is all just very backwards. Do you not see the irony of it? I know you can't say, but all right, when you get home tonight, just think about the bloody irony of it. It's ridiculous. 11 officers. Is there not anything better that these men could be doing with their time
There
right
you
now?
go.
Stopping
What a
other
great one.
crimes, maybe, or non-crime hate incidents, since everyone loves those now.
Well, that's just the attitude they're going to get from people now, isn't it, John?
That's it. I mean, nobody's got respect for them anymore. That's the problem.
Long gone.
Why would anybody have any respect for the police when they're taking orders from idiots? It's the actual leadership which is at fault here. And, quite literally, if you're just going to carry on doing that, you're asking for trouble. Okay?
We can keep saying it's the leadership, mate, but as long as people just I'm just doing my job, mate.
Yeah.
Never going to change, is it?
Yeah. Well,
and the leadership, they're just going to, you're all yes men. Just do your job. And everyone's going to go, yes, sir, do my job. And they'll all be Keir Starmer bot. Won't they? Starmer bot. They'll just be robots.
Well, here's the woman that's responsible for all of this. And as our segment we're doing, once seen cannot be unseen. Watch that space now.
Better than the Lisa and Andy one, anyway.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
You got to admit, that is definitely a match there. Yeah? Look at it.
I'll give you that one.
Oh, my God.
No, she actually looks better.
What? You mean Chucky looks better?
No, she looks better as Chucky. Why is that left one? Is that left one? Has she been AI'd or something? Because it just doesn't look like it.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying what might have happened, what didn't happen, what could have happened. I'm not saying anything.
Well, I know what happened because I've had this. So remember I made a thumbnail a while back and I turned Labour into clowns.
Yep.
Now, it was really good with Lisa Nandy and Angela Rayner and Keir Starmer. But when I tried to do Yvette Cooper, it kept giving me boy clowns. It was confused, and I used several different pictures, and it didn't know what the hell to do. So I had to swap it for David Lammy.
I can imagine.
For Lammy.
That's it. Well, we've been asked if we can have this again.
The Labour Party.
Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala abdillahi wa rasulihi Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to move on because you've got one of the big news stories, which is this. You ready?
What are we on now?
OK, well, I was going to start with a rousing happy birthday chorus, but I don't think we're in the mood for it, are we? Today we are indeed, though, marking 1 year of a Labour government. But is this the bleakest birthday in history? Since coming to power, Sir Keir Starmer has been battling a stagnant economy, out of control immigration, U-turns galore and even a crying chancellor. Meanwhile, the MP for Coventry South, or is that Gaza South, never can keep up, Zara Sultana has announced she is forming a new political party alongside Jeremy Corbyn. Although he didn't seem quite aware that was happening and appeared to slap her down in a recent post on X. They're off to a flying start, those two, aren't they? He simply said she would help him build a real alternative rather than be co-commander with him. Oh, I can't keep up on this one. So to explain how we keep up on all of this...
Now, what she's saying is that she came out, Sultana, and she said, I'm going to be, building it with him. And stuff like that. And what happened, Mark?
And he went, are you? News to me, love.
Correct. Okay. And
I'll let you be in it, but you're not running it.
Well, there you go. All right. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Okay.
Not a lot.
Okay. So how many votes could these people potentially get?
See, now I'm looking at this, and everyone seems to think like the Muslims are this massive voting bloc and they have all this influence. So I just crunched the numbers. So approximately a third of the 4 million are children. A fifth are 18 to 24, only 75% of them vote. Leaves around 2 million adults. So you're looking at different data. It could be the Muslim average is about around 10% lower than the national average. The Muslim vote actually put it at possibly 20. So what we've estimated is you've got 2 million voters. So you're looking at approximately just under 1 million Muslim voters who voted, right? But you can take anywhere between 80 and 140,000 away from that who voted Conservatives.
Right.
There's small percentages that voted for the Greens, the Lib Dems, and about 5% voted for the likes of George Galloway and the Muslim vote. So that leaves 700 to 800,000 who will not vote for the Conservatives. I'm sorry, if only 45 to 50,000 voted for a party which wasn't those main four,
right?
I don't think that's a massive influence at all. It might be enough to swing a few seats here and there.
So
it's not going to gain any control, is it?
So why are Labour pandering to that vote?
Because it will decide some of their seats.
And why is Farage actually appearing to pander to him? Because he keeps on putting forward Muslim candidates.
He's admitted in the past he's scared. He's forgetting about what he says.
Right. Okay. So you believe, that he's actually pandering to them. You agree?
Yeah. Every time he's asked a question, he was asked one about halal the other day, and you can see the way he reacts, and he sits there and he goes, "Oh crap." And then he says, because he makes some rubbish excuse about upsetting them or alienating them or it won't work. And
so you don't think
he's a coward? He's a coward, mate.
You don't think that that Labour Party political broadcast is going to happen?
What, from reform eventually as well, or
do you reckon it's going to be reform as well? I mean, do you remember this one? I mean, here's something for you. Do you remember this one? Here we go.
If you asked me about the Corbyn party. Sorry, I've just been taking a mick, just looking at some of those figures. There's not much of a pool for him to take from, really. Is he? Okay. Is he going to take some of these voters away from Labour, maybe, or is he going to take some of them away from the 5%, the 50-odd thousand that voted for the other smaller parties?
Yeah.
Can't see that being a massive influence. So who's Corbyn aiming for? The socialists. Well, it didn't work for him last time, did it?
No, it didn't.
Crack on, mate. You split the vote. Chop, chop, sausage.
Well, I can't work out. Okay,
Jezbollah. It'll be the Jezbollah party, won't it? Anyway, if they've got a name.
Well, if Jezbollah gets in, do you remember what we did before, right? About Islam taking over in 2035. Do you remember this?
Come to London in 2035.
Please leave. You haven't got a thob on.
Is he taking the piss? Fucking mug.
Right then, got the thob here. Blending in, yeah? Come get your fresh meat, no pork, all halal, mashallah.
Yeah,
well, that's breakfast ruined. No more bacon baps then.
A bit risky, this one. But I heard you can still get the real stuff.
Well, what you after, fella?
2 packs of smoky bacon.
Mate.
I haven't seen these since the ban.
Shout me, 10-10 bacon day.
We're here for the big announcement. Let's see what they've got to say.
Effective immediately, all pubs across England will be closed. Alcohol is now officially banned.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is incredible.
Excuse me, mate. What's going on here? Where are you all heading?
We're illegally immigrating to Poland. We're out of here.
Play the Polish. The Polish didn't have come out in force to defend their border, didn't they?
Of course. Yep, of course. I mean, it is getting bad. I mean, can you imagine if Jeremy Corbyn did get any control? I mean, that's, one of the things that would happen. Okay.
It's never going to happen though, John, is it? If he couldn't get control when he was in Labour leader, he's got no chance, mate. I tell you what, you have some of that little 5% and you have some of that, what is it? Not even 1 million people, not even 1 million Muslims that vote for Labour. You have a few of them, mate. It's not going to change a damn thing in the bigger picture, is it?
Well, here's something to finish off on, which is not the greatest, subject, but, to be included, right? But have a look at this. It's about the grooming gangs.
Culture. It's more our culture that's suffering.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go.
It beggars belief, Charlie. I mean, even when people are released, they're normally released on licence, so they can be monitored. So they are, their behaviours can be curtailed in the free world. And yet even 2 of them aren't even on licence anymore.
That just won't happen for 2 of those members, key members of this gang. 8 men were sentenced in June of 2018, but this was organised on a massive scale. We know from the transcripts surrounding what happened in Oxford that there were many more perpetrators than the men who were jailed. And you read out there the years that this abuse was conducted according to the prosecution, which was from 1998 to 2005.
Right. Now, Mark, Are they ever going to get justice? Those children.
It's not looking like it, is it? To be honest, it's just going to carry on going, isn't it?
You know, and why are they releasing them early? Why are they pandering them? They should get rid of these people. Get rid of them. Deport. I mean, Rupert Lowe is actually saying all the time, deport. Get them out. You know, why should we be dealing with that?
Never mind deport as well. I mean, obviously deport. But
Deport.
Sorry, this word keeps popping up. But why don't we remove these half sentences for, I don't know, serious violent crimes and sexual crimes?
Yeah.
To be honest, if nonces aren't hung, they should never see the light of day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like seriously, we've got to start defending ourselves.
Well, that's
just
that was the whole point.
What 5, 6, 7 years for that? Oh, come on.
They should have been banged away for at least 15, 20 years, like that guy from the trans thing. You know that guy who got 24 years for raping that.
You mean the one that's come out, used to go round to schools to talk to the kids, and there's pictures of him putting kids in those gimp dog mask things.
Same guy.
That wronging. Yep. Again, there'd be no half sentences for these people, mate. If it was the Remove Party, mate, it'd be like, they'd be lucky if they went to jail.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, I have to say that, you know, I like your thinking, sir, and I don't want to... Well, here's the thing for the trans people as well. You know, the things... I love bringing these little ones in, but here we go.
What do you call a lesbian on fire?
LGBTQ!
Oh, come on, laugh. You know, they're funny. They're funny.
Well, he doesn't quite say it properly, does he?
He does. LGBTQ.
Says it too quick.
No,
we don't call it a BBQ, though, do we? This is the problem. We call it a barbecue.
I think... Well, yeah, what about this one, then? Here we go.
Why did the Mexican throw his wife off the bridge?
Why?
Tequila!
I'm trying to make you smile because I know that subject is like, you know... But anyway, here we go. We're going to finish the show now, and we're going to get off. And we keep on getting asked to put this back on. Everybody loves it. Okay, so
did we have any more recommendations for the deportation list?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I'll find someone then, don't worry.
They're not backward at coming forward on saying some of the other things that are going on, because some of the comments I can't put on.
Well, we've got until next. I'll tell you what, you can have a week, right? Feel free to comment who's on the list.
Well, in that case, then
that's going to be we're going to need a big boat.
Indeed,
boats,
indeed,
plural.
Well, here we go. But back by popular demand for this. Okay, here we go. And we're going to say goodnight. Mark, it's been great having another conversation with you and sharing a laugh or two about certain things. But here it is.
Was this the new army salute?
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. No way. Here we go.
You taught me what you're doing.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand?
You do this. I didn't get the disco ball ready. You snuck this on me.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? You understand that? They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs like I've never seen before. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when they say, okay, now you have 12 hours,
I
you don't
think
go
this
out
is
in the
great,
first hour
actually.
and just drop everything.
Anyway,
you
see his bomb Iran video.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard.
Good night, Mark. Take it
They don't
easy.
know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the
Good
fuck
night,
they're
John.
doing.
Good night to our listeners and viewers.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't